Hi guys, I hope you guys are having a wonderful evening. I wanted to hop on here and I wanted to do a read aloud tonight, and I want to warn you, I may get a little bit of emotional. I'm going to read to you a teeny tiny tale. Have you ever heard of this book? Have you ever heard of this book, A Teeny Tiny Tale? This book, A Teeny Tiny Tale, is written by, can you notice it is old? It is written by Ben D. Williams, and it's illustrated by Ben D. Williams. This book is very dear to me. This book has been, look at it, it's been used and read over and over and over again. When I was a little girl, I would go to my grandpa's house, and this would be the book that I would always have him read. Oh! So I'm going to start. I was kind of thinking, I wonder when it was even copyrighted and published. I might have to look for you because it is an old book. Once, I might have to move it back just a smidgen. Once upon a time, there was a teeny tiny woman. She lived with her teeny tiny cat in a teeny tiny house in a teeny tiny town. I want you to see this teeny tiny woman with her teeny tiny cat in her teeny tiny town. One day, the teeny tiny woman cleaned her teeny tiny house. I wonder if it took her very long if it was teeny tiny. Oh, I told you we have got a good use out of this book. Then she said to her teeny tiny cat, I am a teeny tiny bit hungry. I think I shall go out to find something for my teeny tiny supper. So she put on her teeny tiny hat, took her teeny tiny basket, patted her teeny tiny cat, and walked out of her teeny tiny house. The teeny tiny cat gave a teeny tiny meow and curled up on a teeny tiny cushion to sleep while the teeny tiny woman was away. Can you tell this is an older book? I love this book so much. When the teeny tiny woman had gone a teeny tiny way, she came to a teeny tiny gate. She opened the gate quickly and walked into a teeny tiny garden. In the garden, she saw a teeny tiny doghouse, and near it was a teeny tiny bone. Do you see what I see? What do I see? There's not just a doghouse and not just a bone. Ah, she said the teeny tiny woman, this will make some good soup for my teeny tiny supper. So she put the teeny tiny bone into her teeny tiny basket. It went back to her teeny tiny house. Look at that poor puppy. What did she do? Oh my gracious. By this time, the teeny tiny woman was too tired to make the soup, so she put the teeny tiny bone into the teeny tiny kitchen cupboard and went up to her teeny tiny stairs in her teeny tiny bed. Do you have cupboards like that? My cupboards look different than that. Although I have seen cupboards like that. I shall have a teeny tiny nap, she said to her teeny tiny cat. Oh, she's taking off her teeny tiny hat. We are reading my favorite book that my grandpa read to me when I was a little girl. Every time I would go to his house. Oh, I miss you too, dear. But soon the teeny tiny woman was awakened by a teeny tiny voice. Give me my bone. She was just a teeny tiny bit frightened, so she hid her head under her teeny tiny blanket. By and by, she heard the voice again. This time, it was a teeny tiny bit louder. Give me my bone. This frightened the teeny tiny woman so much that she jumped out of her teeny tiny bed. Oh boy, look at her face. And hid in her teeny tiny closet and waited and watched. In a teeny tiny while, she heard the voice again. This time it was great, big, enormous voice. Give me my bone, my bone, my bone. Oh no. The teeny tiny woman knew she must do something, so she came out of her teeny tiny closet and walked down her teeny tiny stairs very slowly and into her teeny tiny kitchen. Then she opened the door of her teeny tiny cupboard just a teeny tiny bit, and out jumped Boo! Oh my, what has happened? What do you think happened next? There's a big mystery. Huh. I wonder, can you make a prediction what you think would happen next? I hope you enjoyed one of my favorite books that I enjoyed when I was a little girl. I would go to my grandpa's house and I would always ask him to read it and read it and read it and read it. And finally one day he gave this to me. It was a very precious present to me. So I hope you enjoyed my book that I was able to read to you. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful evening and you have precious dreams tonight. I agree, maybe the dog ran off. Yes, okay. I'll see you guys later. I hope you have a wonderful evening.